Good morning. Today we are again concerned with the same story about love. Yesterday I received some of your friends' messages saying they did not understand the plot well. So today I am again going to repeat the plot of the story about love by Anton Chekhov. Now, in this story, we have a narrator, a character, a person. His name is Elohim. He is the narrator. He is telling us the story. Now, this Elohim is sitting with his guests. This Elohim is sitting and talking to his guests. He has two guests. These guests are Burkin and Ivan Nyach. He have two guests. So what we see in the first scene is, we have this character called Elohim. He is a man. And this man is sitting with his guests in his village, at his home. And these two guests are Burkin and Ivan. Now he is talking to them. He is talking to them about the love. He is talking, what is talking? He is talking about love, the Russian perspective of love. How the Russian society takes love. What is the notion of love for the Russian society? This was the concern of their discourse. This was the concern of their conversation. These three people are in conversation where Elohim now tells these two the story of his cook and servant. Now, what Elohim does is, Elohim tells the story of love. Love between his cook, Nicanor, and his servant girl, Plasia. Plasia. These are now the topic of discourse. These two people are now the concern of their talks. Now what Elohim says is, he has this cook called Nicanor, and this Nicanor is in love with a beautiful girl, Plasia. This Plasia was so beautiful. She was very pretty, but this cook Nicanor was clumsy, fat, and very bad looking. He was ugly in comparison to Plasia. But these two people are in love with each other. Nicanor was with the short temper. Nicanor was short-tempered, and because of this temper, Plasia did not want to marry Nicanor, but wants to just to have a together living relationship with him. Nicanor cannot live that way. But this cook Nicanor cannot live that way because he is religious and his religion forbids the living without getting married. So the plasia was not willing to marry Nicanor. Beside this, whenever Nicanor was drunk, he used to swear and beat plasia, and to save herself, she would hide downstairs and sob there. So, this was the relationship between Nicanor and Plasia as told by our protagonist Elohim to his guests Burkina and Ivan. After that, after analyzing their love, after analyzing this violent love between Nicanor and Plasia, narrator's concern shifts to some other subject. Now, Elohim recalls, he visits back into the vistas of memory when he was in his university days. He was a student in Moscow. So what happens is, Elohim is sitting at his home talking with Burkina and Ivan. Now what he talks about? He talks about the violent, first he talks about the violent love relationship, violent love between his cook and the servant girl. What is their name? It's Nicanor, the cook, who is clumsy, short-tempered, violent, who used to beat Plasia, hurt Plasia, and who wanted to marry Plasia. And now this is the servant Plasia, who was also in love with Nicanor, but she could not stand his habit of drinking and his beatings, right? So whenever he was short-tempered and ran after Plasia, Plasia used to hide herself downstairs and she used to sob there. Now Nicanor wants to marry Plasia, but Plasia do not want to marry Nicanor. Rather, she is happy with the living together, right? So why Nicanor wants to marry? Because his religion forbids living without getting married. So this is the first thing that our narrator Elohim tells to his guests. After this, they analyzes the love and they now again start talking about some other love. यो कुरा भनिसकेपछि आफ्नो कुक र सर्भेन्टको बीचको लभको कुरा यो दुईजनालाई भनिसकेपछि एलोहिमले अब now Elohim visits back to the vistas of memory and reaches to Moscow when he was a student. अनि एलोहिमले अब निकानोर र प्लेजियाको कुरा छोडेर आफू विद्यार्थी हुँदाखेरि युनिभर्सिटी डेजमा मस्कोमा हुँदाखेरि कस्तो खालको लभ रिलेसनमा थियो त्यो कुरा भन्न थाल्छ बुर्किन र इभानलाई। के भन्छ भने when he was as a student in Moscow, he had fallen in love with a girl, and this girl did not perform the act of love. This girl was not into a true relationship with our narrator, with Elohim. What he says is, whenever we are in love, we never stop ourselves asking whether it is honorable or dishonorable, sensible or stupid, what this love will lead to, and so on. So it means their love was not clear. They were not clear about their relationship. कस्तो अर्को कुरा के भन्छ भने whenever he embarrasses her, whenever he takes her in his arms, what that girl thinks is of the material prosperity. साँझ के पकाउने, के खाने, कसरी राम्रो बचाउने, बस्ने, यही कुरा सोच्या हुन्छ अरे। भनाइको मतलब they were never in a true love relationship. They had a relationship, but this relationship was only for the materialistic prosperity. अब एलोहिनले सबभन्दा पहिला के को लभ भन्छ? कुक र सर्भेन्टको बीचको लभ स्टोरी भन्छ। After this, our Elohim talks about his love with a girl, right? With whom he was in love, but that girl was with something else in her mind. That means he was not clear what type of love he had in his university days. So now he relates the story of his university love. अनि सेकेन्डमा आएर एलोहिनले आफ्नो युनिभर्सिटी डेजको लभको बारेमा बुर्किन र इभानलाई भन्छ। यति भनिसकेपछिबाट एटमोस्फियर चाहिँ राम्रो हुँदैन, स्काई टर्न्स ग्रे, हैन, एन्ड ट्रीज आर ड्रेन्स्ड व्हाइल ही इज टेलिङ द स्टोरी। पानी पर्ने यो रेन्स बर्खाको सिजन जस्तो बादलहरू आएको हुन्छ र होल एटमोस्फियर चेन्ज्ड इन्टु अ क्लम्जी इन्भाइरोमेन्ट, इट चेन्ज्ड इन्टु अ मेलानोकोलिक सेटिङ नाउ। अनि अब के हुन्छ भने एलोहिन नाउ टेल्स हिज स्टोरी अबाउट एना। अनि थर्ड पार्टमा आएर एलोहिनले हिजो हामीले कुरा गरेको एनाको स्टोरी चाहिँ बुर्किन र इभानलाई भन्छ। अब थर्ड पार्टमा आएर उले के भन्छ? थर्डमा आएर के भन्छ भने when his father, Elohim's father, sent him to the town for the study, right? As he was into the university, he was sent to the town, and for his studies his father had acquired debts, and his father passed away, and now to pay off these debts, after completing his studies, Elohim refused to remain in the town, and Elohim returned back to his village and started farming, started the course of his village farm to pay off the debts that his father had acquired. Now what happens is, while staying in the village, our Elohim visits town sometimes, and at the moment in the way our narrator is elected as the honorary justice of peace and went to town for the circuit court. What he is telling to Burkin and Ivan is that he returned to village after his university education and his father passed away to pay off the debts, right? And while he was in the village, he was also appointed or was elected as the honorary justice now for the circuit court of Russia. Now lawyers including Luganovich, this educated person, lawyer Luganovich, was the assistant president of this circuit court, where our narrator Elohim was elected as the honorary justice. There was also the assistant president whose name was Luganovich. Now Luganovich and Elohim comes in acquaintance. Once they are in acquaintance with each other, Luganovich invites our narrator Elohim for the dinner. What happens is, Elohim is now elected as the as the honorary justice of the circuit court, and he comes in contact with the assistant president of that circuit court, whose name is Luganovich. When they come in good terms with each other, one day Luganovich invites our narrator Alohin to the dinner, and there our narrator Alohin gets the opportunity to meet Luganovich's wife Anna. Her full name is Anna Alexeyevna. Okay? So now this Anna is the wife of Luganovich. Now when Anna is seen by this Alohin, when Alohin sees Anna, he is now fascinated. He is infatuated towards Anna. He is fascinated by the beauty of Anna. Anna at the time was a mother of two children. She had two child. Okay, so now the visit, once she was invited to the dinner, husband and wife both liked them, and now both husband and wife liked them, were fond of him, and he became the regular visitor to their house. He was regularly invited for the dinner. Their family, Anna and Luganovich and Alohin came in good terms with each other. He now became the frequent visitor of Anna's house. He started going to Anna's house frequently. Both husband and wife were fond of this guy Alohin, and now Alohin started visiting, and Alohin could not stop admiring the beauty of Anna, and Anna was also infatuated towards our narrator Alohin. Now they are in love with each other, and during this period, while he was visiting their family, this family also tells Alohin that if you have any trouble, if you have any financial crisis, then we can help you out. But our narrator Alohin refused that, says that it's okay, he can take care of his financial things. So he did not take any help from them. So in this way they were very close. Now Alohin started dating Anna. Not dating in a sense they turned to a couple. Rather, they started going to theaters, they started spending time together, they started talking to each other together. So now it is seen that they were in love with each other. Okay, so Anna was excited, this Alohin was excited, but they never expressed their love. Okay, they never expressed their love. Anna had two children, and he thought that if Anna run away from her husband and the children, that would be worst case scenario for her family. The family will be ruined, and now better than that, Alohin, it's better not to thinking that it's better not to ruin the family. Alohin actually resisted himself from proposing Anna, and Anna too never expressed her love towards Alohin. So what happened is, they were in love, they were liking each other, but still they could not express their love towards each other. And later, what happens is Luganovich received an appointment in the western Russian province, and now they have to migrate from this place. And while migrating, to bid a goodbye to Anna, all the people assembled at the station. And here, at the time of departure, our narrator Alohin succeeds to sneak to the place where Anna was sitting. And here it is, for the first time they hug each other, embarrass each one with the burning desires, and finally Alohin's love is expressed, and he kissed her, pressed her hands, and Anna departs from him forever. Now Alohin misses her. He is expressing his past moments to these two guys. So here how our story ends, with the separation between Alohin and Anna. So this is the plot of the story. In the plot, what we see is there is one story. This story tells us about the conversation between Alohin and Burkin and Ivan. These people are sitting. They are sitting and they are talking to each other. And at the moment, Alohin tells them the story of the violent love between Nicanor and Plasia. After telling these people this story, our author relates them to the second story. That second story is his love when he was in university. And this love, in this love, they did not had the close association. They did not had the intimacy that was supposed to be in love. So after telling about the love that he was in when he was in university, Alohin now talks to them about Anna and his love. Anna and his own love. Now what Alohin says is that Anna and he came in acquaintance when Alohin returned from the town after completing his education to pay off the debts by his father. And there, once he was elected, he now was in acquaintance with Anna. They loved each other, but they never confessed their love, as Anna was married to someone else and had 2 children. And later, without confessing their love, they at the last moment of separation, they were able to express each other that they loved each other. The expression is seen at the end when they depart from each other. They depart forever. So this is how the story ends. Here what we see is the first story. The first story is this communication. People coming together, sitting in front of their house, at their house, and talking. And inside this, there is the story. In their talk, in their communication, we come to the next story. Those are the stories of 3 different types of loves, right? So now, what is actually our author doing with all these imageries? As we said, our author portrayed the Russian aristocratic class, right? That on the eve of the revolution, before the empire of these aristocratic people crumbled down in Russia, he used to portray that society. Now we see Elohim, he belongs to the upper class, right? But what is the condition that he is now? He is in debts. That means his prosperity is declining down. His richness is now fading away. So here first what we see is the portrayal of the deterioration of this aristocratic class, right? At the eve of this revolution in Russia, this aristocratic class were slowly, gradually fading, crumbling. They were declining down, they were falling down, and this fall is portrayed through the status of our character Elohim. As he was prosperous, a person sent to the university from his house must have been prosperous, right? But later we see him in debts. That is, his financial status is diminishing. His financial status is running down from the peak. So this is what we see, the portrayal of the Russian class, right? Now, beside that, what we see is the Russian society there. We see various different types of people. Elohim, the servants, and also Luganovich and Anna, and also one student that he was in love when in student days. So we see this different hierarchies of economical classes in the society. Beside that, what we also observe in his story is three different types of love. The first love we discover is between Nicanor and Plasia. This is the example of a violent love, where there is love, but this love, in this love, people are hurting each other, right? Physically. There is no physical pleasure there in the love, though they loved each other. We have seen that condition in our villages too, where a wife is beaten by the husband, but at the end of the day, this wife again cooks the dinner for the same husband who has kicked her, right? So this is how the violent love is presented between the Nicanor and Plasia. And later, after that, he comes to his love with a girl when he was in university. Here, they are not clear about the love. This girl must have been in connection with our narrator for the prosperity, because he is hugging her, trying to make a love, embarrassing her, and what she is thinking is what to cook, what to eat, and how to be better, right? So what is this? This is the love, this is love, this is the materialistic shape, the desire disguised as love. She is only in terms with Elohim because of his prosperity and better status than that of her. If our Elohim would have been in lower economical status than this girl would never have fallen in love with this Elohim, because she could not have satisfied, gratified her belly. She could not have gratified her wants She could not have satisfied or extinguished the fire of her desires. So here Elohim and this girl are in relationship just to satisfy or just to extinguish the fire of their materialistic desires, right? So this type of love where the focus is for the prosperity, for the benefit, for the advantage, and that advantage is concerned to the materialistic gain. We call this the materialistic love. And at last, with the love between Elohim and Anna, we come to realize the platonic love. Now what this platonic love means is the love that is not concerned either to the physical satisfaction or to the materialistic satisfaction. The love that only concerns the spiritual togetherness, which we call in our colloquial terms, in your age, we say that I am in true love with this girl or this boy, right? This true love is the platonic love that transgresses the physical, material boundary, and people are associated in spiritual level. Now the departure, the separation between Elohim and Anna cannot diminish the love they had for each other in their hearts, right? So here see, this girl, the lady Anna, once asked Elohim either she could help her materialistically. He refused it, right? So here we don't see their relationship being or their relationship because or for the materialistic good. If it would have been so, our narrator Elohim would have accepted this financial aid from Anna, but he did not receive this. He refused it. Why? Because he simply was in love with Anna, regardless of the material prosperity. So this refusal of the financial aid by Anna says that this love between Anna and Elohim is not the materialistic love. And coming to the second type of love, the physical love, that is there for the physical gratification, for the gratification of sexual desires that we have, right? That is also not the case, because we don't see Anna and Elohim running away, eloping away. We don't see Anna and Elohim making love or coming into the intimate terms. We don't see them mating or copulating. What we see is simply enjoying the presence of each other as per the social standards, as per the norms established by the society. They never crossed the line that was considered taboo for the society. They were within their premises. They were within their boundaries, as the societal convention says. So what they are doing, though they were loving the presence of each other, though they were wanting to be intimate, they resisted the desire just to be together. Anna was with her family, taking her responsibility, and Elohim was in his farm, taking his own responsibility, right? Though they loved each other, they never confessed. Why they never confessed? Because Anna had a family, and confession would have meant the ruin of her family, right? So, see, here they are loving each other, but they are not taking advantage of each other. They are not either wanting to ruin the family or just say be happy themselves. Rather, with their love, they are also making the people around them happy. They are not being selfish and carried away by their physical needs, right? They are concerned more about the spiritual intimacy. They are concerned more about the togetherness beyond the physical plane. And this love that transgresses the material, the physical boundary, and where the people are united in the hearts, united in their souls, we call this the spiritual love. So here we see the portrayal of these three kinds of love. So this is all about love, and in the next class we will be dealing another chapter. Thank you for today class.